Hi, I'm Any New Province, and this is Net Benefits, the series where we explore the benefits of net decking in Pauper. This week we're playing Mono Black Control, or more specifically the Mono Black Control list that won the Pauper Challenge this weekend. Mono Black Control is a mainstay in the Pauper format. It uses some of the most powerful discard, removal, and mid-range creatures that the format has to offer. Before I break down Mono Black Control for you, I just want to remind you that you can like the video and subscribe to the channel down below. I'd really appreciate it. It's a great way to let me know that you're enjoying everything, and it really encourages me to keep making great Pauper content. One of the biggest strengths of Mono Black Control is that it plays some of the best removal available in Pauper. I'll start by going over that first. We have Deadweight, which for 1 black mana, you can enchant a creature and give it -2/-2. This is usually enough to kill most creatures, but we can also stick a Deadweight on something that's too big for us to handle. Of course, we have Chainer's Edict, which is 1 and a black, target player sacrifices a creature. You can cast it again from your graveyard by paying its flashback cost, which is 5 generic mana and 2 black. It's just a really great Edict effect. That's why they call them Edict effects. We're also running 4 Kuumbaj Witches. Kuumbaj Witches says, Kuumbaj Witches deals 1 damage to target creature or player, and 1 damage to target creature or player of an opponent's choice. So we get to ping one of their things or them, and then they get to ping us back. We have Oubliette, which is basically an Oblivion Ring effect in Mono Black. You can exile a creature and all auras attached to it under the Oubliette. Then when Oubliette leaves the battlefield, that creature returns to its owner's control tapped. We're also running 1 main deck copy of Victim of Night, which says, destroy target non-vampire, non-werewolf, non-zombie creature. We don't see a ton of creatures like this, so sometimes Victim of Night is a little bit better than Doomblade, and I believe that's why it's run here. It's easier to cast it with the 2 black mana cost, and it's just got that little bit of extra upside. Finally, we have 1 main deck copy of Pestilence. I'm really excited about this because not all Mono Black Control lists run it. This card is really powerful. I had a ton of fun playing with it in Landstilence, a deck that I used for my other series. I'll link it in the card thing up there. But yeah, Pestilence is a super powerful card. I can't wait to play it in this list. It really wipes the floor with some decks, and hopefully Pestilence does that out of Mono Black Control this week. Alongside its excellent removal package, this deck is also playing some really great card draw. It's running Sign in Blood, which says target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. It costs 2 black mana. I'm kind of hoping to burn an opponent out with this in a game. We're also running Phyrexian Rager, which is a 3 mana 2/2 that says when Phyrexian Rager enters the battlefield, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. We're also playing Thorn of the Black Rose, which is a 4 mana 1/3 with Death Touch that says when Thorn of the Black Rose enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. This deck is really great at clearing the board and making sure none of our opponents are going to be able to attack past us and steal the monarch ability. That means at the end of each of our turns, we're going to draw another powerful removal or card draw spell. Black is the color that is most known for being able to control an opponent's hand effectively. This deck does that as well, but in sort of a different way than straight up discard. We have Chittering Rats, which is a 3 mana 2/2 that says, when Chittering Rats enters the battlefield, target opponent puts a card from his or her hand on top of his or her library. If you're stumbling, Chittering Rats, or maybe 2 Chittering Rats in a row, can really put you off of any way to win a game. We're also running Liliana's Spectre, which is a 3 mana 2/1 flyer that says, when Liliana's Spectre enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card. A card that doesn't really fit into just straight card draw or removal or discard is Unearth, but it does some really cool things in this deck. Unearth says return target creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. A lot of our creatures cost 3 or less, and all of them have really good enters the battlefield effects, or they're just really great threats. So I think this card is really interesting. You can cycle it when you don't need it, and otherwise you can use it to continue disrupting your opponent's plan. Now I'm going to tell you about the main ways this deck tries to end the game. First, we have Grey Merchant of Asphodel. It's a 5 mana 2/4 that says, when Grey Merchant of Asphodel enters the battlefield, each opponent loses X life, where X is your devotion to black. You gain life equal to the life lost this way. So basically, you're going to try to get down as many permanents with black symbols and their mana cost as possible, and then resolve a Grey Merchant. The drain is really effective most times, and the life gain is important because we use our life as a resource to draw cards in this deck. Last but not least, we have Gurmag Angler, which is a 7 mana 5/5. That seems really expensive, but Gurmag Angler has Delve, which says each card you exile from your graveyard while casting this pays for 1 generic mana. If we can't get our Grey Merchants to resolve, sometimes we just need a Gurmag Angler down, clocking our opponent for 5 a turn. This mana base is simple and elegant. We have 4 Barren Moors. They are black cycling lands. They enter the battlefield tapped, and if we don't need them, we can cycle them away to draw a new card for 1 black mana. And then we have 19 straight up swamps. We're only running black. We only need black, so we're running a bunch of swamps. We want most of our mana to come in untapped, and I think that's why we only have the 4 cycling lands as non-basics. Okay, let's have a look at this sideboard. We have 4 Duress. Duress says target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. That player discards that card. It's just really great targeted discard so we can get important cards out of our opponent's hand. We have Distress, which says target player reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. This is just another really great targeted discard effect, and it can hit some of the things that Duress can't. We have 4 choking sands. This is your land destruction for those Tron matchups. You just destroy target non-swamp land. If it was non-basic, it deals 2 damage to that land's controller. We also have 1 Tendrils of Corruption, which says Tendrils of Corruption deals X damage to target creature, and you gain X life, where X is the number of swamps you control. It happens sometimes that we Tendrils our own creature just for the life gain. We also have 2 more Pestilence. Like I said, this card is super powerful against some decks, so having an extra couple of copies to bring in when it's good is definitely an awesome thing to have. We also have 2 Nihil Spell Bombs. This is graveyard hate for any deck that has a graveyard. We gotta hate out. We're usually going to be able to draw a card off this one too, because we've got lots of black mana. So there it is, Mono Black Control. I'm going to be taking this deck live into a league at twitch.tv/AnyNewProvince. We're there every Monday night playing Pauper tournament winning decks. Before I go, I just want to remind you that you can like the video and subscribe to the channel down below. I'd really appreciate it. It's a great way to let me know you're enjoying everything, and it really encourages me to keep making great Pauper content. So there you go, Mono Black Control. I'm going to take this out into a league and hopefully get a few wins with it. I hope you enjoyed the deck tech, and hopefully I'll see you on Twitch on Monday and Tuesday nights for more Pauper streams.